In this video, we're gonna be creating a t-shirt design with Kittl, and the best part about it all is you don't need design experience. Kittl is the sponsor of this video, and you're probably wondering, what is Kittl? Kittl is an online app that is built to make complex design easier and empower you to create like a pro. It works right in your browser. It is complete with fonts, illustration libraries, pre-made templates, and much more without the need for expensive software and hours to learn them. And you can try it yourself and get 3 months of pro subscription free by clicking the link in the description below. I'm on the Kittl.com homepage, and the first thing I need to do obviously is sign up, which I've already done. So what I'm gonna do is log in real fast. The beauty of Kittl is that you can choose templates and edit them and have a design within like a few minutes. Honestly, it's that fast. And if you don't feel like doing that, you can also create your own designs from scratch using their editor as well. So what we're gonna do today is edit a design that's already been pre-made, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, and then we're gonna make one from scratch as well. So the first thing I wanna do is click on t-shirts. So you could go through all these designs and just pick which one you like. I really like this motorcycle eagle right here. So I'm gonna select this one by clicking on it, and then I'm gonna click use this design. And then what's going to happen is you're going to go to their built-in editor. And this is crazy, guys. It's all browser based. So we're not in an actual program. So there's no need for Photoshop or anything like that. It's taking out all the hard work and just making it super user friendly. Now, if I left click on things, you can see that it selects the text. As you can see, we have some wings that are separated from the head. So what I wanna do is left click on the text, and I'm just gonna left click twice. By left clicking twice on it, I can start customizing this text. So I'm gonna type in 91 Rebels. So I'm actually going to spell it out. And we can also just, change the font size if we want to by clicking on this. You can see all of the different customization options as well as transformations. And we're gonna get into that in a second. But this is really cool, guys. I mean, you can really fully customize this design. So I just customized the text on the top. I'm gonna do the same to the bottom. I'm just gonna type in Rebels at the bottom and then left click again to confirm that. And the text is a little too big, so I'm just going to just lower the text size real fast, just like that. And as you can see, it fits perfect now. If you don't like the color of things, you can left click on the graphics and you can change the colors as well, and it will update in real time. Like if I don't like the color of the beak, I can always change it to red, for example, but I do like the color of the beak, so I'm gonna keep that the same. Now you could do the same thing with the other colors. So if you don't like the colors of anything else, you could just literally change them to whatever you want. Like let's say we want red instead, we can definitely do that. And I can select the text and also change this to red as well. And if you don't know the exact color, you can use the color picker and color pick any part of the design as well. Now let's make Live to Ride red as well. So I'm gonna left click on it, which edits it. And then I'm gonna go to text color on the right hand side. And we can also use the eyedropper tool again to eyedrop anything we want. Another thing is it will show up in the document palette right here on the bottom. So it kind of keeps track of your colors for you, which is awesome. Now, if we go to the bottom right, you'll see layers, and you can also edit the layers and toggle them on and off if you would like to. For example, we have a texture overlay over everything. If I toggle that off, you can see it's gone now, and we could toggle that back on. And let's say we want to edit it. We can even edit it by changing the opacity or just getting rid of it, like I said. In addition to changing the opacity, we can also change the blend mode, which is really cool. Let's say we really love this design and we want to save it. Now I can go to the pencil on the very top and I can name this 91 Rebels after the brand, right? If I go to the top right, the third icon over, there's a download button. And this is where we can change the inches to whatever we want. So this is 25 by 27. If we wanted this to be more of a t-shirt design, we could do 14, let's say by 18, and it's going to change it for you. It's 16 by 18, but that's close enough. We have the option of removing the background and saving this for print or for digital use. So let's say I want to save it for print. I can save it as a PDF or an SVG. They're making it extremely easy to design something and print it right away. I mean, this is really as easy as it gets, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this as a SVG and a PDF. And if I click on the PDF, you can see that I have a transparent design ready to print. So that's how you can edit a template with Kittl, but now we're gonna make a design from scratch. Now I'm gonna go home by clicking on the Kittl logo. On the top right, you're gonna see new project. We're gonna left click on that. And now we have a new project started. So let's just rename this new design. Now, if we hover over the left-hand side menu, you can see that there's my projects, designs, text, elements, uploads, and textures. So you could technically upload your own assets if you want to use them. You can also click on designs and see a plethora of templates that you can choose from. And then if you go to text, you can add some text right here really easily. And then we can go to elements. What I'm looking for to start is elements because I want to pick something to use. So let's go to illustrations real fast. And let's just go ahead and pick an illustration. So this octopus is really cool. So I'm gonna click on that. And as you can see, it's going to add it to my design. And this is really nice looking. So we're gonna just center that, and we're not gonna change the colors or anything like that yet, but I really like the way this looks. Now what I wanna do is go to ornaments and see if I can find something that can maybe add to this. So under ornaments, I found these rays and I like these so much. So we're gonna go show all. I really like this top left one, so I'm going to add that as well. And I'm just gonna drag it out. And obviously on the layers palette, it's above everything. So if I go to the layers now, we can just drag that below and it's going to be under the octopus, just like that. On the top search bar, you can also search for things. So I'm looking for a banner. So instead of like manually looking for it, I'm just gonna type in banner and go ahead and find one that I think looks good. And I really like this top right one right here. So we're just going to add that. Obviously the colors need work, so we're going to edit that in a second. There's two different ways of adding text. We can either go to the text icon and just add a headline, which is definitely a good way of doing it, or we can just hit T on our keyboard and it does the same exact thing. It's really cool that Kittl adds those built-in keyboard shortcuts because it makes working so much faster. So I have this headline and it looks pretty cool. But what I wanna do is change the name real quick. So I'm just gonna type in something random. So I'm gonna type in Lost Treasures. Why not? Because it kind of fits the theme. So I'm gonna go right there and just kind of drag it out and drag it over the banner. And as you can see, it's not arced like we need it to be. It's not following the arc of the banner and we really need it to. So if you go to the right-hand side, this is where all of your text settings are. And if you go to the bottom, you can see transformations. So what we need is maybe more of an arc. So let's click on arc real quick. And as you can see, and we can even zoom in a little bit if we need to. As you can see, it kind of adds a little bit of an arc, and we can customize that arc just by selecting each point and dragging it. So it really allows you to fit the shape of your object. And we can also change the text size, of course, drag that back in place. This looks pretty good. Again, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for now. So I'm gonna keep it like that. So I like it. And if you wanted to, of course, you could do things like change the typeface. You could change the kerning, which is a letter spacing, and we could do all sorts of things. But I think this looks pretty good as is, so we're gonna move on to the next thing. Now let's change the colors up a little bit. So I'm gonna click on the octopus, and we're gonna change the main color, which is like more of the cream color, to maybe more of a yellow color. Let's see what that looks like. And then the rays, I'm just gonna make them maybe black, but I think the banner needs to be relocated. So I'm going to select both the text and the banner holding in shift. And as you can see, it moves both at the same time. And I'm just going to drag it above everything. I think this will look much better. Yes. There's one special feature here that we're missing that will make our text pop even more. And if you go to the right of the text settings, you'll see this little icon. It's an A with like a little star next to it. You can select different shading and decoration. So I'm gonna select the third icon over, and it's going to add a drop shadow, and we can even add decoration inside of the text like so. I'm not going to do that for this one because I don't think it's needed, but it's something that you can do. It's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and play with the colors a little bit because it's lacking just a little bit. So this isn't perfect, but let's just pretend for a second that we love it. Let's go ahead and click on a badge now and add one more element. So just by clicking on it, I can add another element to it, and I'm just gonna drag this to the side real quick. I'm just gonna keep the text on there, but if you wanted to, you can edit it just by left clicking on it twice, and then it will basically pop up this transform box, and then we can change it to whatever we want. I played with the colors a little bit more, and this is what I came up with, and I really like it. I think it would look really good on a white shirt or a gray shirt. Now let's add some texture. So what I'm gonna do is go to the search bar and type in grunge, and let's see what pops up here. So I'm just going to select one of these. Why not? Let's select this one right here. And we could just resize it all the way up. If we wanted to, we can rotate it as well. And as you can see, we already have some texture going on here, and we can change the color to match our background, which is obviously white. And now we have instant texture. Really, really cool. That's one way of doing it, but we can also go down to textures, and there's a dedicated section for it. And from here, we can also select Grunge Textures, paper, basically whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and select maybe, let's do grunge again. I'm gonna select the very top one, and as you can see, it already adds texture to your design. Now let's pretend like we love this design. We're ready to save it so we can get it printed maybe. So all we have to do is go all the way to the top, third icon over, it says download. Let's left click on that. We can change the unit to inches, and let's just make sure this is 16 by 16, that's good enough. And we can also remove the background because obviously we want to get it printed. And let's go ahead and save it as a PDF and an SVG so we have both file types in case our print shop might want to use those file types. Here's my final design, and it's crazy because I just designed this online using a browser, guys. Like, Think about that for a second. No Photoshop, no Illustrator required, no other design program required. I have a surprise for you guys, by the way. You guys get 3 months of pro subscription from Kittl for free because you guys are part of my community. All you have to do is click the link in the description below. You can sign up and start designing like a pro today and join the design revolution. I think most of you are probably going to be as impressed as I am, but I am super impressed by this, and I think it's going to help a lot of people out. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. The learning doesn't have to stop. If you guys love my content and want to continue learning, you can click this video right here and learn how to make a Metallica t-shirt in Photoshop. That is all from me, guys. My name is Charlie Pangus. I'll catch you guys in the very next video. Peace.